October 18th, 10 AM, District Court, Courtroom number 4. Hello everyone, Triple S back as my Phoenix Wright is to the Trilogy. I nearly said Trials and Tribulations then. It keeps coming up in my mind because it's TRI. Anyway, last time we did the first part of Ten About Samurai, and Will Powers is being fingered as the killer of Jack Hammer, who was the evil magistrate. And we've met Wendy Oldbag and Penny Nichols, I believe her last name is. And we also got a picture that shows someone in a still samurai costume walking past the main gate at the time, close to the murder, and everyone thinks that is Will Powers, but hopefully we'll be able to prove it wasn't him, so let's go. Oh, there's Edgey. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will assure the court that at 2:30 PM on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. Ah, I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Miss Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face as a gumshoe to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio. See? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 PM on that day. Past the security station there is a gate, see? Past that gate to the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 PM, the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 PM, the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 PM. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? Skip it. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honour, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Oh hell. There she is. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. It's practically, there she goes again. Children, believe it. There's this boy, cat in the chest. Call me Oldbag. Well. Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony? And the witness was stationed at the main gate of the day of the murder, correct? Yes, see, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness testimony, witnesses' accounts. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the gas station at 1 PM. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the gas station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now the murder happened at 2:30 PM, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 PM. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well, let's begin with the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honour. Now, the guide says press statement 8, which I believe is the very last statement. It was Powers. What I want to do is I want to try doing something here, because I don't want to press and have to go all the way back. I'm just going to present the picture right there. I don't have to press it, okay. I guess the guide was telling me to press it to get some more information. I'll do it sometimes, but not all the time. Okay, I'm going to get it straight. Old bag, Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo World in Tokyo. Miss Old Bag? Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Did your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean that Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss Witness. He's having trouble calling her Old Bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Huh, nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised? Prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. What? He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She is good. Let's hear about your proof then. Okay, right on to the second testimony, the man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props, it was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Now, the guide says press statement 467123. I don't know why, but that's what I'm going to do, because the guide tells me to. He broke one of the props. Press. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. Samurai spear, the murder weapon. Luckily I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. Okay, so we had to press that, that was good. Samurai spear updated. Okay, you can see he's dragging his leg. Press. Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at that picture again. So he was walking strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot. See? You didn't trust me, whippersnapper. Okay. So it was Powers. Probably press this as well. Still, you can't look at this and say it's Mr. Powers. Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg. He has a point. It does seem quite likely that it was Powers. There's got to be more to this. Better keep pressing her. Back to... no, I want to go back to statement 1, which was that I never say anything I don't mean. Press. Whippersnapper! I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. Up and up, youth today, I was whining, blah 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 blah. Mr. Wright, please for all our sakes try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. Morning, during the rehearsal. I think this might be one of the cases where you have to press a lot to then advance. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Still Samurai, and poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. So Powers trip and fall. Press. Trip and fall? Yep, and to think he's supposed to be the Still Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped to make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. Make it to your testimony. What am I supposed to do here? I pressed everything the guy told me to press, and nothing's happened. I've got no idea. Which one's that one? Press that as well, why not? Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot, okay. There we go. I think that might have just been a case where I had to press everything, but the guide was telling me to press them in a certain order. I'd even missed out one of the statements to press, which, I don't know. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honour? Well, there is one thing that bothers me, which is, where is this Still Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Still Samurai, yes. And it's clear that the person in the Still Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honour? Object. Hold it, hold it right there. I choked on my own spit. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows a Still Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defence has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honour. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Amend my guide. I think in future I'm going to cross-reference these guides with like another one, so I know what actually to press. Witness's account continued. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 PM, true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Still Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine a witness. Go to the statement, if they had, I would have seen them. We present a photo, apparently again. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate of the studios, correct? Yes, sir, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer at the gas station records all security cam data. Ooh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo I printed the words October 15th, 2 PM, photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 PM on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it was the only photo? If it really was the only photo? Order, order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one but two people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. Ah, me? You watch your mouth with the whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. The camera on the gate fired twice. That means two people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Nah, believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? That's right! I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than Still Samurai. Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. Minute's testimony, the other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. It's all bag. This is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right, anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. We've got a statement 4, come to think of it, now remember. And we press. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Still Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. Leads outside and, well, that's where they come in. They're coming through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and? They're kids. Children, whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. Like that means anything to me here in Britain. Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Still Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. Boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there, that makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defence and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Out we go. Can I amend my guide here? There we go. Okay, October 18th, 11:08 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Mr. Powers. Yes? Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio, I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Still Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Still Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Still Samurai costume. So where does this leave me? Doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we going to do? First we play for more time. start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Okay, we're back in. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Miss Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? Prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well, Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defence disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed the crime. Order. Interesting. Let's hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalised. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. Oh, it could be two. So who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? The assistant girl, the grey schoolboy, the security lady. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? Still Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. Security lady Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper. Order, order. Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have bravely left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Steal the steel. Yeah. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honour. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes II, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgey pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Miss Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. What's my move? Maybe that's my chance to take this the whole way. Press further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How are you so sure? Oh, or is it... Oh, I thought you were going to go crazy then, so I stopped reading. Oh, or is it... Is it be nice to the kids and mean to Elders Day? There, whippersnapper. I approve. Proof? Indeed, then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. Card key. The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a card key? I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? No. Windbag. Speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Miss Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was the name? Something Oldbag, Your Honour. and the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking. He's already banged his gavel, though. Ah, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. It's old bag. What is all this about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. Witness testimony. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Allbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap and always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honour. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. We go to statement 2. And we press. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run through the action scene without director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but continue cross-examination, take a break. Your Honour, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defence's points. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Allbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. Oh, he's not happy. I understand, Your Honour. The sentence of today's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 18th, 1:04 PM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really, it's nothing. So what should I, We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So that's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have you figured out just who he was in that Steel Samurai costume? Could he really have been all windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. To be continued. So the main thing we've learned from all of that is a kid broke in. 10-year-old, I guess, 2nd or 3rd grade, which means absolutely nothing to me. I don't know what age that would be here in Britain. So yeah, kid broke in. That was the other photo that she deleted. And there were other people at the studio who need to be questioned. So we'll be doing that next time. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you decide to subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing, and ding that bell to be the first to hear about my new videos. Thanks again, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.